everybody. Welcome to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 183. I'm Casey. Hi. How's it going? Recording on a Monday, so we actually have a few more people than we usually have this week.
Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday.
You remember when we missed Zero? Did you notice how quickly that went away?
Yeah, so 9 seconds in?
Yeah.
May I suggest not interrupting Casey at the very least until he's managed to get through the introductions?
I appreciate the effort, patient, but no chance. Weasel's here.
Hi.
Kenchwa's here.
Hi, I'm Kenchi618, the favorite son of Vancouver, British Columbia. And I've never even been there. It just shows how far my reach is, guys.
Zero's here.
I got off a boat. It was a fun boat. There was food on that boat. It didn't sink, so good job.
I'm thinking of Berserk at this point.
You missed out on an adventure, Zero. You could have had your boat sink, and you could have ended up on an island with a volleyball. You could have named Wilson, and then you could have made your own boat out of other things, and then sailed back home, and then lost Wilson in a heartfelt moment at sea.
But what's more fun? But what's more fun than playing bingo with the bingo queen, Michelle?
Getting a life story, and then you could have come back here and tried to get it on the podcast, only to find that we had replaced you, and then you have to go off and do something else, and then you come to this crossroads, like, where do I go? Left or right or straight? I don't know. And then you could have had...
Well, the answer's always up.
Can we continue?
Yeah.
Spoken's here.
Hey.
And Patience here.
Hello, everyone.
So yeah, I'm a little sleepy. But full disclosure, my intention was to get not necessarily a proper night's sleep, but a good 4 or 5 hours. And then I thought, hey, I've seen a couple of animations of the Hamilton soundtrack and just of songs from it being animated with cartoony versions of the characters. Does that mean the Hamilton soundtrack is out? And that's how I ended up watching, or rather listening to Hamilton for 3 hours straight, without meaning to.
Oh, you poor self-destructive albino.
Well, it sounds like you had a lot of fun.
It was fun. It was sad.
Yeah, it's an epic play.
It's really great.
Such is life.
In fact, it's so popular, there's AUs of it on Tumblr.
There's AUs of everything on Tumblr.
Yeah. Let me guess. Hamilton and Burr have sex. I'm assuming.
Well,
What do you think?
The only one I'm actually aware of is Hamilton's son becoming a guardian angel for that baby.
I don't know.
Because the baby can see his ghost.
Okay.
Theodosia, I'm assuming, but yeah, I think they
Hang on,
actually
I'll
grew up
get it.
together, so that's not a thing. Yeah, but that's a really a lot of praise for that show. Deserved. So yeah, totally recommend listening to that. It's awesome. I don't know why. In hindsight, a congressional hearing being reframed as a rap battle. Obvious in hindsight, but I don't know why. I feel like it shouldn't be, but it was. So, yeah. So, what have other people been doing?
Well, who's first?
Zero, regale us with tales of your adventures on the high Pacific Coast.
Yeah. Give us Rich Boy Tales Part 2 or 3.
Pleasure us with your mouth.
So this time we went on the 7-day cruise, and we made stops at Cabo and Puerto Vallarta.
Oh.
Our rooms were on the Empress deck, which is deck 6, which is the best deck on the whole boat.
Yes.
They had lots and lots of food, and when I got there, I was like, "Hey, what flavors of smoothies do you got?" And they said every.
Oh.
And
Yep.
I felt that myself become complete for a second. Let's see.
Earwax. Had to make the joke.
So we went to there were comedy shows on it. The comics are pretty funny.
Really?
One of them, one of them was just fantastic. He had the whole room just laughing all over the place. I can't remember his name, but he was just great. And he did this one thing where he had 2 guys from the audience sit, and he took out these masks, these little puppet masks. Bless you. And he had them wear these puppet masks, and he made them like sing, and it was great. And we went to Cabo, and over at Cabo, we haggled a bit. I got some nice sunglasses. Yeah, haggled. My mom's pretty good at haggling. And we got to have those real Mexican Doritos. And the thing about Mexican Doritos are made with like real tortilla chips, and they have a bit of a kick to them. Even just the normal cheesy kind, they're fantastic.
Tortilla.
Same with Mexican sodas, because they use like real sugar. So
that's
all
gonna be
fun
great
over
for
there.
hypoglycemia.
And so we took a glass bottom boat over to the beach. We hung out there. We went on a little just kind of a tour. We saw this arch, which people seem to really like, but it was just kind of an arch of an
3-hour tour.
It was like a 6-hour tour, 4 hours. I can't remember.
Well,
We did
I guess
shopping and
3
stuff.
twice.
And let's see. After that, we went to Puerto Vallarta, and we got to go all the way. We went on a boat for like a 40-minute boat ride, like a speedboat, out over to this area where we went, and we rode horses, and like we rode them up this like narrow mountain path, kind of narrow like trail really, and it's like really steep, and it was through the jungle. And I had to ride a horse, and my horse, I was trying to be like, "Don't fall, or we'll die. You'll kill me first, but I'll kill you afterwards." My little brother got like this big like stallion, and he was like riding it real fast ahead of everyone else. My dad had a horse that he was all the way in the back, and he was talking to the guy, and he's like, "Oh, her name's Simone." He's like, keep going, Simone. Good job, Simone." He's all the way in the back. Whereas my mom had a horse that just wouldn't listen to her, and it was pretty fun. Then we rode those horses over to a waterfall, and we got to swim. And we had some lunch. We went scuba diving. It was great.
Did anyone's quote Isaiah Mustafa?
No.
He doesn't know what that is.
What quote?
I'm on a horse.
No.
I'm
Nobody
on a
did. Yeah, nobody
Look at your
quoted.
man. Back to me. Now look at your man. Back to me.
Oh,
Sadly,
okay.
he's not me.
So it was fun, I found out that you can rent a horse over there for like 200 pesos, which is pretty cheap. All things considered. And
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, Zero.
It's like-
we don't know what that means in
it's
actual money.
It's like 18 pesos to $1.
Okay.
You're
So
gonna
Yeah.
do math right now? That's
no,
that's like just
Don't
over
do math.
$10.
yeah, it's like $12 to rent a horse. I mean, that's pretty great.
Yeah, it's basically it looks like the exchange rate is 17.99 pesos at 17.99 pesos to $1.
So, it was a lot of fun. We got on the boat, and then I got tired of the ocean, and I was like, I want to go back to my room where there's actual internet, because we have to pay like $80 for one device to have slow internet. And so I didn't get to even use the internet. Oh, and my phone got destroyed, so that was great.
Wood.
Water damage.
Sorry to interrupt for a second there, Zero. That's also 23.19 pesos for each pound.
Yeah.
He's not going to Mexico ever.
Just for the sake of thoroughness, yes. Anyway, what happened with the phone, Zero?
What was I talking about? I lost track. Phone. Oh yeah, water damage.
Swimming.
And that because I left it in the bag, and somebody decided to throw wet goggles in the bag.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Goggles.
Yeah, we had goggles. We were at the beach. There was clear water. It was very clear water. We got to see fishies. Great. And let's see what else. Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, riding a horse is like, imagine your pelvis getting smashed, and that's what riding a horse is like.
Yeah.
So,
sounds about accurate.
yeah. It's pretty fun. We went back to the ship. We did there was bingo, there was gambling. I lost everything at the casino, and by that I mean I played for like $20, and it's like I lost. I was like, screw that.
Yeah.
And then I played with my dad's $20, and I lost, and he was like, screw that.
Zero.
It was fun, but like, yeah. You don't. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. I went to the arcade. There's a pretty decent arcade on the ship. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's about it for ship adventures. Nobody fell overboard, unfortunately. And yeah, we saw a few plays. We saw 88 Keys. And like another thing that I can't remember the name of, it was like an 80s pop. They were doing like 80s songs, and the only good one that was Take On Me. But then like part of it was just off pitch really badly. So
whatever your Take On Me, it's either very impressive or very cringe-worthy, because it all depends on whether or not they can hit that high note.
Like, they had some really good visuals, but they couldn't hit the high note just right, and it bothered me.
Well,
in fairness, it usually tends to be like fairly impressive up until the very, very end of the song, and that's where it all it either makes or breaks it kind of thing.
The most disappointing thing was that they didn't end with Thriller, because they did the whole Michael Jackson section at the end, and they didn't have Thriller.
Can't afford
It
it.
made me sad.
Isn't that more of a Halloween sort of thing?
Gosh, you had Michael Jackson, but you didn't do Thriller, and you had a short video that was going to be like, this is the Michael Jackson section, kind of, and you played a bit of the Thriller song, but you never actually did Thriller.
Smooth Criminal is better than Thriller.
You have any idea how much that song's actually probably worth?
No.
Do you?
Probably no, I don't. But it's probably worth more to use than any other Michael Jackson song.
At least, and what makes it worse is that they had a whole activity where in like one of the in the main kind of lobby where they were doing lessons on how to do the Thriller dance. And they didn't do Thriller. That's the one thing you had everybody prepped for.
Okay,
Zero. You're complaining about a rich boy cruise.
Well, you know what? Next cruise is going to be even better. We're going to be on the Vista, which is the newest ship in the fleet.
God, he's already planning it.
And it has an IMAX theater. So
I'd recommend the Terry cruise, actually.
The what?
Terry Crews.
Aha! It cut out for me, so I didn't get that. But yeah, the new one has like a whole IMAX theater,
I'm not gonna show any
and
movies.
it's going to be a Caribbean one. Just going to stop in like Jamaica and.
So now I gotta fly to Florida and beat your ass for you go on this cruise.
You realize all they're going to be showing on that screen is Pirates of the Caribbean movies. That's all it's going to be.
And I will watch every single second of it.
I will cut you both. Yes.
Kenji,
Yes.
Kenji, in seriousness, if you're going to be heading to Florida, make sure to look into Zomniac while you're there.
Oh, cool.
Florida. God's waiting room.
Anyways, moving past cruises, I guess I'll continue with what I've been kind of doing.
Yep.
So I did, the Steam sale happened, and I bought games.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I bought Ori and the Blind Forest. That's a good game. Fun Metroidvania. What? Doesn't. Well, I enjoyed it. And I also bought like a couple visual novels because I haven't played a visual novel since conception, and I needed to get that taste out of my throat.
You know, for a brief second, I considered, hey, maybe we should pick up that Let's Play again. And then I remembered why we stopped. I don't, yeah. No.
I bought Sonic Adventure 2 for Steam.
Sonic Adventure 2!
It's been a long time since I played that game. And then I played it, and I was like, wow, this controls terribly.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it because I was such a kid, and now I'm ruining it for myself. Great. I bought Tales of Berseria and Tales of Symphonia.
Nice.
Because I had some friends convince me to go play more Tales games.
Nice.
And Berseria is a lot better than Zestiria. Because Zesteria's story is it's so generic. But Berseria I like better. There's some things that I'm not, some things I don't really like about it, but for the most part, it's just more fun to play. And I started. Speaking of visual novels, I started up a visual novel called Ace Academy.
Yeah,
I
saw you playing that once. Yeah.
So I was curious about it because there were really good reviews for it, and so I played it, and it has the worst kind of wet fart ending.
What?
Like what? It's just like there's no like the ending is just there's no real conflict or story. It's kind of like, oh hey, I go to this mech school and my mech suddenly going into the superpowered state. Probably has something to do with my dad. Okay, I'm gonna kind of forget about that now and hang out with these girls and my friend who's completely Yosuke. And I mean that his design is Yosuke. The voice actor is Yosuke. His dialogue is Yosuke. And for Halloween, he dresses up as Yosuke.
Okay.
Well, technically he goes for Yuna Akami, but everybody's like, you're Yosuke. Yeah, you're Yosuke from Persona, P-U-R, to avoid copyright.
We get it.
That's actually kind of funny with the Halloween costume. It kind of actually makes it make the joke. So...
Yeah. Like, the characters are fun. The dialogue choices are great. If not, like, they're going to be dated in, like, a year kind of thing. But overall, I enjoy it, I guess, but there's no, like, the story is, oh, hey, you and your dad built this old mech, and it has something weird about it. Let's find out what it is. Yeah. And then you find out what it is about your mech, but your dad's dead. You don't ever confront the killer because conveniently the killer is in a coma.
You're saying there's no dramatic payoff for it.
Yeah, no, that it's just like, okay, I found out what was going on with my dad's mech because I asked around and I kind of figured it out, and I really got the password easily to figure out what's going on. now I have a choice to destroy the data on this mech or to keep it because it might be useful or something. And there's no tension. There's no nothing. There's no like the problem is there's no antagonist to this story, and it kind of falls apart, and made me really upset. But
spoilers for Ace Academy, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, it's not really spoilers, really. If you care about the story, like, you shouldn't, because there's no real story.
Then why am I playing this game, hypothetically?
Because there's waifus.
Fair enough.
That's the only reason.
Okay, but here's the thing. If the selling point is waifus, then what is the quality of the waifus?
It's also an important question.
The tsundere is a pretty good waifu in this. And
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, well, she's a nice person, and like they really go hard on that angle.
There can be good ones, like.
Oh yes, there can be, but they usually aren't.
Yeah, but for all my complaints about Conception 2, and I have a lot of complaints about Conception 2, trust me, but the tsundere in that was actually the best character in the game.
I would say the tsundere from Conception is a stronger waifu than this tsundere, but I'm not biased or anything. It's not like she's a better character. Yeah, she's a better character in Conception.
I'm looking at the Steam page for Ace Academy.
Yeah.
I don't see titties.
Yeah, that's right. You don't. You know who has the titties? I'll tell you who has them.
It was worth it just to hear Zero say that.
It's the bookwormy polite girl. She's hiding them. Yeah, no, there's no actual like H scenes or hentai or anything in this.
Hearing Zero say, who has the titties, has made my life complete.
So, Ace Academy. If you want a game for waifus, go, but don't expect anything out of this because you'll get nothing.
Yeah. Link it so that I remember.
Oh yeah.
Also, like, there's a free game that was like, I don't know, Korean or something. It's called Price. And it's like, oh, it's a fun puzzle game. And then you go through 2 rooms and then it's over. And I felt really sad. It was really fun puzzles, but it was over so quickly. I also picked up Dead Cells because I've heard this recommended. It's kind of a 2D Souls-style game. Kind of roguelike. And I enjoy it. Pretty fun.
Now I have a Papa Roach song stuck in my head. Why would you do that to me, Zero? Why?
Why wouldn't I? I picked up some other games that I haven't played them yet. Other than that, I saw Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yes.
What was it?
It was a Spider-Man movie.
Yes, it
And by
was.
that I mean it was a real, honest to goodness Spider-Man movie.
Yes, it was.
There was no. Oh, hey, look, here's Peter Parker with his skateboard. There was none of that.
It was Tom Holland broke his foot off in the ass of the Spider-Man role.
He did a good job. It's like, hey, remember that Spider-Man is an awkward teen?
Yes, he was so perfectly awkward.
It was great. And then like there were some reveals in it that I was really happy with. There were lots of like references. There were some things I would call a cameo, things I would call foreshadowing, but it was an honest to goodness great Spider-Man movie that felt like Spider-Man and not like it felt really genuine, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. And like, Kenchi, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, basically the first scene basically set the tone for me, and it's like, oh, this is going to
You
be a good
just said
Spider-Man.
basically twice.
I don't care. This is important.
You write for a living.
Am I writing right now?
No, but you are wording.
I am talking, so
Continue.
shut up. The first scene set the tone for what kind of Spider-Man this was. It was so awesome. Because what they did was they did a whole video the whole Civil War movie where
Yeah.
where Tony Stark calls in Spider-Man from Queens and goes and gets him. The movie starts with him doing a video diary of his trip to Germany to fucking fight Captain America's team. It's outstanding. He's so annoying to Happy Hogan. It's fucking great.
Yeah, and this, it felt like a actual kind of teenager movie because he's a teenager.
Yeah.
Not like it was trying to be overly epic. Remember the Spider-Man 3 opening credits?
Vaguely.
I prefer
The
not
whole
to.
the whole still montage through webs of his life in the movies.
Yeah. Okay, so that was bad. But then you have the whole opening for Spider-Man, which is just it's great. It's showcasing what's great about Spider-Man. And it focuses on the central kind of pull of his character, which is he is just a regular teenager, but he's also Spider-Man. And you can't really have your cake and eat it too a lot of the time.
Boy, does this movie showcase that.
Yeah,
And
it does.
And the ending is great.
There's a whole thing in the movie where Captain America.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Okay. Sorry.
Spoilers.
There's references. Okay. We've not discussed any major plot points or anything yet. But I won't go into it. But great movie. I highly recommend it. And boy, I hope Marvel gets to keep Spider-Man for a long time.
No chance.
They don't have it now.
I hope they give it back to Sony. Give it back.
It's
Yeah.
Sony.
Here's the thing. Sony's going to make this Venom movie, and it's not going to be great.
It's a Venom horror movie, and Venom's going to be fighting Carnage, and there's no Spider-Man.
Yeah.
See, at this point, I heard it was going to be like Zombieland.
So,
A comedy?
here's the thing. I don't know whether this would be a spoiler for Spider-Man. Probably is. My question would be a spoiler, so I can't really ask it.
Are you asking who the villain is?
I wasn't even going to ask that. I was going to ask whether the symbiote is actually a thing in the film.
No, not in this
No?
movie. It's not a spoiler. That's not a spoilerific question.
Well, in that case, the Venom film just kind of seems weird then. That whole thing is intrinsically tied into Spider-Man.
Yeah.
maybe
maybe-
stuff is what I'm saying. Sorry.
Maybe it's just a prequel to when he shows up, surprisingly, in the Sinister Six movie when they make that. Make sure to stay after the credits for the Venom movie to see that Venom will return.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
okay. Let's think about this optimistically. Venom will be shit, and then Sony will realize, hey, we have no idea what the fuck we're doing when it comes to superhero films. I guess we'll let Marvel take the reins and then take all the profit. That'll be fine. I
You
guess.
honestly think that they'll do that after they didn't have that same realization after the first Spider-Man trilogy?
The first Spider-Man trilogy was fine. They
Except
at
for,
least nailed the comic book feel.
Well, the third one sucked all except the final fight.
I never saw the third one. If we're referring to the one where the first villain was Green Goblin, the second villain was Doc Ock, and the third villain was
Topher Grace. The third villain was Topher Grace.
It was Sandman.
Topher Grace and Sandman.
It was just Sandman. They didn't want to do Venom.
He was not Eddie Brock. He was Topher Grace.
I like the
Symbiote
first
Topher
two,
Grace.
alright. I mean, I've never been overly fond of superhero movies myself. I don't dislike them at all, but they're just not my favorite thing to watch.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like that trilogy was very silly comic book feel. Like Green Goblin in the stupid looking suit just standing on a rooftop and just sort of just chilling there in a sort of relaxed pose leaning on the roof. Just like, let's rap for a minute. Just chatting with Spider-Man. That was so silly in such a great way.
It was a very campy, like true to comics, but silly.
Yeah.
You know?
Which for Spider-Man kind of fits. It is kind of silly most of the time. That's kind of intentional.
Yeah.
Despite its dark moments. And then they tried to do the dark moments. That didn't work very well.
Like the way I feel about it is like original Spider-Man trilogy, Tobey Maguire was a pretty good Peter Parker, at least in the first.
Spider-Man. But yes, he was a good Peter Parker. He was not a good Spider-Man.
Yeah, I know. And then you have Amazing Spider-Man, where it's like you have a pretty good Spider-Man, but your Peter Parker's kind of trash.
Yeah.
And then you had this one where he's good with both Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and it feels nice. It feels like this is how it should be.
It might have something to do with them skewing younger for Spider-Man in this one, which feels more true to the character. He's supposed to be kind of immature and a bit of a dweeb, and they kind of skipped most of that in the other films, the 5 other films. Good God, this is the 6th Spider-Man film.
Yeah, and you know what? Not once do they bring up the name of Uncle Ben.
Yep.
Presumably because he's still owned by Sony.
Like, Aunt May is kind of protective, and it's implied. Like Aunt May is kind of protective, and it's implied that Uncle Ben is the reason why, but they never say his name or talk about him. And they don't go like full origin story in this, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of get on board with that. Like, just it being kind of an elephant in the room situation. They don't want to talk about it because it's an incredible sore spot for both of them.
No,
Yeah.
that's I agree with. Yes, that's fair.
And so like the only real mention of origin story is like, yeah. So did getting bit by a spider hurt?
Yeah, let's skip all that shit. You've seen it twice. We can move on.
You know, that's probably a good idea that they did. Just if they've already done it in previous films, just skip it. That's not a bad.
Yeah. They were like, we know you've seen the same origin story twice, so we're not going to regale you. But yeah. Good movie, and I think that's it for my week.
Oh, was that all?
You know, the problem is the Spider-Man movie kind of intersected with everybody's interests, and we have no topics anymore, so...
You also talked about being on a boat for 20 minutes.
Well, you know what? I was on a boat, and there was a pool. There were 3 pools and a water slide that I never went on because screw water slides on top of boats. That's terrifying.
Do you have acrophobia?
Anyways, go.
Okay, then.
Somebody else say something. Leave me alone.
So, I have the worst case of poison ivy of all time.
Oh, dear.
It got into his wound.
The poison or the DC villain?
The poison, you dumbass.
From levity.
Pretty much my entire left arm, a good chunk of my left torso, and a huge patch down my right leg.
Dude,
I'm on prednisone right now.
Ooh.
I'm done with that in 3 days.
what did you do?
What happened?
I got a tiny scratch on my right leg, and then I was helping my dad with some remodeling stuff at one of his rental properties to get ready for the new renters that are coming in a couple of weeks. I've never actually had poison ivy or poison oak in my life, but it got into the scratch, I suppose. And I've now got like a third of my body covered in a massive red rash.
Wow. That's
there.
just fun.
So is this your supervillain backstory?
Lens Zero, your time for speaking has expired.
Yes, Zero, this is my supervillain backstory. I am the Rash.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool. I am down for that.
You all will
that
be
movie.
itching to see me.
The supervillain power will be giving other people eczema.
The bane of teenagers everywhere.
You haven't. It's probably me.
I found my sensitive side because it has a rash.
Ew.
You stole that from Ed, and Eddie.
I did!
I started work on yet another new fanfic idea that will probably never come to fruition because my muse is best described as a truculent hamster.
A what now?
A truculent hamster. Hyper inattentive and ill-suited to being forced in a particular direction.
I see.
Hmm.
I'm going to have to remember that one.
My dad once had a hamster. It ate its way into the walls. And every now and then I heard scurrying until eventually it died.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
We had hamsters
It lived
too.
for like months.
One of them ate the other
Months
one.
in the walls.
This is dark.
So what's the idea, Spoken?
It's basically the One Piece crew, the Straw Hats, get to the end of the Grand Line, and what they find there is insert plot device, which I'm still trying to think of what exactly that is. That sends each of them back to a point in their own personal timeline, all in the same universe, so they can start the adventure over again. But one piece of their past from before they get back there has changed. So Nami's past changes in that Belmere decided to stay with the Marines and give her daughters a good living. Luffy's dream is different, which he decides to stay with after he's got his memories back because he doesn't want to go through the same adventure twice. And Zoro is a girl. Because there's
Okay.
got to be
Yeah.
Here's what?
I wasn't aware, Spoken, that you had such a low opinion of the hopefulness of finishing that particular fic up, because I'm really... for the record, I've been helping him develop some of the ideas, and I really love what he has planned thus far, so I'm really hoping that it comes to fruition.
Well,
It'll definitely be a
I'm
recommendation.
I'm sure if I have someone like you with a longer attention span than Weasel to kick me in the rear when I don't work on it for too long, I might actually get some stuff done on it.
Dude, the reason I don't kick you in the rear to work on your fanfics is because I feel it's a lost cause.
Screw you, man.
And because I don't like forcing you.
It's a good policy. Just in
Oh
general.
my.
I feel
Well, you
bad if I
shouldn't.
try to make
You
do
shouldn't attempt. You shouldn't attempt to force inspiration. That's never a good idea.
I feel bad when I try to make people do things they don't want to do.
Weasel, remember, my safe word is Skittles.
Moving
And there you
on.
go, everybody. You
Moving
now know the safe word, everybody. Please type it in the comments and put a timestamp when it needs to be used.
Moving on.
I feel like Skittles would be a terrible safe word for me. It'd just be a thing that would come up too often in conversation. So
Well, conversations don't usually need a safe word.
Why
His safe
would,
word is flux. He hears it a lot.
you know what? Anything else spoken?
Not really. Oh, talking of the reason I made that joke. Did you know Walmart, for whatever reason right now, is carrying 4-pound 9-ounce bags of Skittles with lime instead of that god-awful green apple?
Oh my.
They're $6, and they are delicious.
I would imagine Skittles are good. Sour Skittles are better.
What did you just say?
I said sour Skittles are better.
I agree in principle, but on the other hand, they fuck up your teeth more.
I won't deny that. Yeah.
So what you're telling me, Spoken, is you have a 1/4-pound bag of Skittles right now.
No, I have 2.
4 pound.
I have what is this? 4 pounds 6 ounces of Skittles. Sorry, 5 pounds 6 ounces.
Wait, 4 pounds? I thought you said 4 ounces. Okay, that's a lot of Skittles.
No.
Yeah,
Each of these bags is 2 pounds 9 ounces.
You have like the equivalent of a baby in Skittles.
Yep.
I want you to know that.
And that cost me $12.
$12 for a baby Skittle.
In fairness, it's a lot cheaper than a regular baby. So, you know.
It depends on where you go.
An adult and 2 children is 30 pounds. But enough about my trip to Cambodia.
Okay.
Oh, dark
Anyway.
humor.
That's not making the release.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Release.
Anyway,
Mm,
Casey, who's next?
I don't know. Whoever has something to talk about.
Weasel?
I'd rather go last. Mine's going to take a while.
I
I've got
volunteered.
2 weeks.
I volunteer the patron saint of Kenshi, Kenshi618.
Oh yeah, Kenchi, you had a thing this weekend.
Oh, yeah, that. Yeah, so this weekend I was doing some wrestling stuff. I wasn't even booked on the card at first, but I showed up and I was like, hey, I'm Ken. I can help you set up the ring if you'd like. I don't even expect a match. I just want to hang out. That's cool. And so I helped set up the ring. And then once I was done, they were all like, hey, you want to do a match? I was like, yeah, my gear's in the car. So they put me in a match. And it was awesome. See, with this promotion, by the way, I was in High Point, North Carolina, for anyone who cares. So,
Nice.
yeah. So, the thing about this promotion is, as far as I could see, there were like 2 guys more athletic than I was. And by athletic, I mean bigger and stronger. They were not faster or more agile than I was. So I was like, I'm going to be an asshole during this match.
That's how you win.
It was a tag match. And the way it started was like, for anyone that's seen the video, you see what I come out in, like kickboxing shorts and like kick pads and stuff. When I tag in, the guy just like does like a crane kick pose to like mock me. So I'm sitting there and like, I just got in this match, dude. Are you really gonna do this right now? So what I did was I like dive through the middle ropes and do a roll and stand up on one foot with the other one in the air like a crane kick. And while he's staring at me, at my foot in the air, I crane kick him for real.
Nice.
That
That's
was
how
a good
you win.
That was a good introduction to that crowd who had never seen me do anything before.
Yeah.
So I honestly didn't have to do anything else the rest of that match. After that, they loved me.
Okay.
I did other things, but that was the highlight of that match.
Oh, Speaking of wrestling, I started watching Lucha Underground recently,
Yes.
and like that's a good show.
Yes,
That's
it
a really
is.
good show. I'm only like on episode 6, but I'm loving it.
Yeah, that's the show I would like to show people when I need to show them wrestling.
I'm learning about Mil Muertes and King Cuerno and all these, and Blue Demon Jr. and Pentagon Jr. and all these fun things.
Pentagon Jr. winds up being the best thing about season 1. Just wait.
And then there's Son of Havoc, the most jobberest of jobbers.
Oh, how far in are you?
I'm only like 5 or 6 episodes in. I believe one of the last things I saw was it was the one where there was a rematch between King Cuerno and Drago.
Okay.
But I'm not that far in. But Son of Havoc and Evil Ears are the Team Rocket, and it's great.
They get better. It gets much better.
Yeah.
Hey, actually, how about this? How about you and me watch Lucha Underground and then talk about it and then record that? Or you cannot do 2 of those at once. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Lucha Underground's good.
So yeah, so after that one show ended, they were like, hey, there's another show over here. You want to go to that show and wrestle there? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So now I'm in with 2 promotions.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
Kenshi is on the way up in the wrestling ring.
Let's hope that is the case. But yeah,
Well,
it went really well.
You
I
could
hope
say
you're
he's climbing up to the top rope.
I
No!
hope his wrestling name is Kenshi.
It's not.
It's not.
I wanted it to be, but no one liked saying Kenshi in the last name I had for it. No one liked saying the entire name.
What's your current name then?
Bellamy Koga. I've said this
What?
before.
You cut out. I couldn't hear you.
Bellamy Koga.
Bellamy
I've said-
Koga.
Yeah, I've said this before.
Yeah,
Okay, I
we had a
probably
video
was-
of him with an actual show.
I might have. I either missed it or like. I don't
Didn't
remember.
care.
No, it's not that I don't care. It's usually that I have a terrible memory.
But yeah, that's what my weekend was. I saw Spider-Man. I got drunk while watching Spider-Man, which was great.
Fair enough.
Wrestled on Saturday, and then on Sunday I slept and trained and went to work. That's my life. Oh, also, one more thing. You were giving me shit last week for getting Modern Warfare remastered.
I was. Oh yeah, I was.
Yeah, you all were.
Yeah.
I was
Got They added something that I really enjoy in the remastered version. It's called Prop Hunt.
Yeah, it's a Gmod game from like 10 years ago.
It's great.
Yeah, it has been in Gmod for like the past 10 years.
I spent an entire match as a cash register, sitting on the counter in a storefront, and no one even looked at me.
Yeah.
Prop Hunt is one of those like it's one of those things that I always want to play, but always just end up watching YouTube videos of.
Yep.
Someone link me to a video of this. I've never seen it before.
I can do that in a bit.
Are you
It's-
kidding, Tater?
There's like a dozen videos that I want to link you right now, and I can't decide which one.
They're pretty great.
Literally any of the Achievement Hunter ones would be great. Literally any of them.
I love Prop Hunt when like you have a person who's like, I'm gonna beat this cup, and they just go hide in the corner. It's the best.
And be an asshole, yeah. Or
Yeah,
be a carton
yeah.
of milk and hide behind a dumpster so it's between the dumpster and the wall, so literally...
Yeah, that's my scumbag tactics I like.
Or be a cash register and be on the counter.
I'd rather hide in plain sight and be a dick. Because
That's
when
a
I'm the
clever
last,
play, though, because then people actually have to pay attention and see whether there's 2 cash registers just there.
and the best,
See,
the
I
best
like
thing
that.
is, the best part about that is in Call of Duty, there's like a kill cam, but if they don't kill everybody at the end of the game, they'll show like the last moments of the game, and it's the best when you see everybody running past you as a cash register in plain sight and you aren't moving an inch. There are 5 people. There are 5 people in that room looking for you frantically, shooting everything around you to try and kill a prop, and you're just sitting there.
I love that. It's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna hide here in plain sight and just laugh at people as they walk by, and then you bump the controller, and then they notice.
No, because you can lock yourself in place.
Oh, nice. So just lock yourself in place, put your controller down.
That works. Thanks, Weasel.
No problem. It was the first one that showed up when I typed in Achievement Hunter prop hunt.
Yes, so that's all I got, guys.
Okay. I have a thing to talk about, and I have a bone to pick with Slicer, which makes me glad that he's not here. But, funnily enough, he's not here because he's busy doing the thing that pissed me off. So, I saw about 3-4 days ago that he was playing a game. And I'm like, I wonder what that is. So I look it up. It's called Realm Grinder. It's a clicker game.
Oh, God.
Fucking hell.
Is it worse than Yandere Clicker?
Yandere Clicker's the best. Because Yandere Clickers just click to stab Senpai, and then you get knives from other dimensions.
Yeah,
and it's just great.
That's funny. Realm Grinder is not funny. It is mathematics and efficiency, the game. And you do math to see what would be the most efficient use of your clicks, essentially. And it is the most pointless waste of time.
At that point,
it might actually be worse than Progress Quest.
At that point, you might as well just be playing Math Blaster.
Yeah.
So he'd rather play this than be on the podcast.
I think he forgot about the podcast, to be perfectly honest with you. Also, it is technically an idle game, so he might just be at work.
Or maybe he was doing that thing he likes to do where he LARPs, and now he can't move.
So yeah, that wasted a good 2 days of my life. I want it back. I want those 2 days back. Oh, God.
Well, you're not getting them back, That's just how life is.
At least I didn't spend money on this one. I don't think I could live with myself if I wasted money on that piece of crap. God.
Well, hey, cheer up. You spent money on Conception.
I did, but we got a Let's Play out of that, and some of them were good, so I consider it worth it.
Gosh, we need to do more Let's Plays. We haven't done a Let's Play in a long time.
We haven't, but I don't know what we would do. We've been doing streams instead. I think that might actually be a better format, to be honest.
Maybe I'll do my solo Let's Play one day, where I play a game and I make awkward commentary because I'm alone and I'm talking to nobody.
Oh, you do that. So, anyone got anything else to talk about, or are we closing this out? Because we are actually running up on time.
Patient go?
Patient go.
As you wish. My semester is concluded, so barring any freak accidents that resulted in me failing at the last minute, I now have my bachelor's degree.
Yay!
Wow, okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm kind of surprised you held that back for so long. Holy crap.
I mentioned it the past week, didn't I? Then I was close to finishing it up.
I thought you were talking about your classes for, the year, for your summer courses.
Yeah.
Well, it seems that I must have been a bit careless then. But yeah, moving back home later this week and beginning the process of searching for a more permanent job.
Awesome. Congratulations, dude.
Nice.
Thank you. Aside from that, I was furious when I woke up this morning because I woke up from a dream where I had $1 quadrillion.
That's the most valid. That's more valid than the whole wasted time that I had. That's the best reason to be angry I've ever heard.
Now, what was it that triggered you to wake up? Was it something random, or was it just when you realized, wait, no one in the world has ever had $1 quadrillion? Oh no! And then you woke up.
There was something nagging at the back of my mind, saying that it didn't make sense, but I didn't realize what it was until I woke up, and then I realized it was just a dream.
You know what pissed me off? After my phone broke on the cruise, I had multiple dreams in a row that my phone was working. And it was like, oh, it's working now. Great.
What?
And then I woke up and I was like, no, not again. Stop.
This is possibly the lamest dream I have ever heard. My phone was working.
Because I was so mad. I was like, why is my phone it's so unfair. I had multiple dreams. Where it's like, it's working. I was like, no. And I went, next day, it's working. Ah, crap. Next day, yeah, it actually works. No.
Okay, so anyway, aside from that, things are still going beautifully with my girlfriend and I, so that's good. Just keeps getting better as time goes by.
Oh, nice for you.
Yay.
Yeah. And the newest chapter of this Bites is still coming a bit slowly due to time constraints. Zomniac is currently spending time with his mother, I believe, in France. So, different time zone from Hornet and I.
I'm now going to call Zomniac Frenchie.
Ignoring that and moving on, I think. Anything else noteworthy?
Fanfic Rex.
Pardon?
I haven't gone yet.
Oh. Sorry, Weasel. Let me see. No, I don't
Did
think
my own boyfriend forget about me?
No.
We weren't going
funny
to...
if you did.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think I'm finished. I think I've covered it.
Okay. Weasel?
Okay, well, my boyfriend, Tater, he got me some games on the Steam sale, notably High School Romance 2, Magi Wars, but I've been and actually, I believe I mentioned this before, and Hustle Cat, but I've been ignoring, and he got Tales of Berseria, which means I can play it, because we have our accounts linked. But unfortunately, I've been ignoring all of them, because I have been spamming Corruption of Champions for the past week and a half.
And let's say no more about that.
Yeah, that's... Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, I done fucked up. See, I have a vitamin D deficiency, and I'm on this like massive dose of vitamin D supplements once a week. Mm-hmm. It's like 50,000 I use or something. And well, I ran out, and I was supposed to have a doctor's appointment right on the day I ran out, or was supposed to take my next one rather, to talk about getting on daily doses. But unfortunately, my alarm didn't go off, and I missed the appointment. And my doctor immediately went on vacation, and won't be back until August 3rd. So
you should just pull a Superman and do a sun dip.
Yeah, my doctor said that my D is so low, not even a full day in the sun will make a dent.
Your D is low, huh?
I need the D.
Yep. So, in absence of being able to properly get prescription D for Weasel,
the quest for D.
Lucan's mom ended up giving him over-the-counter D.
So Lucan's mom gave him the D.
Prescription D and over-the-counter D. Very different kinds of D.
Some over-the-counter D. I hope you like it.
I can imagine Patient just face palming right now.
The continued sordid affair between Patient's palm and his forehead.
Yeah, Lucan, Tater, and I have been making D jokes ever since I was diagnosed with D deficiency.
Well, I'm glad you got your D. Not everybody does.
A lot of people want the D. Not everyone can get the D. I'm sorry, Patient. This is funny enough that I can't just stay out of this.
Yeah, and without the D, I am moody, depressed, irritable, and sore.
Well, I'm just glad that someone on this podcast finally is full of D.
Yeah. You know.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I take an OTC multivitamin, so I've been getting the D every morning for a while now.
Ah.
Yeah, I bet you have.
All right, I'm done. I got nothing. I got nothing else.
I think we've milked that one dry.
No.
Look. Weasel and Spoken both got the D, you know,
Okay,
and I
we
think
can
that
stop now,
I
Zero.
think we can stop now. I think we can stop now. You know, if they help see each other. You know.
Anyway, as amusing as that was, I also started a new fanfic on space battles, and the response was underwhelming.
Welcome to Space Battles. That's kind of how they roll.
Only been one day, Weasel. Have a
Yeah,
little
we
more
got-
patience.
Oh.
Anyway,
Indeed.
recommendations.
Right. So, this, because I finally got around to starting to read this, and it is actually really quite nice. 12 red lines, a one-piece SI.
Oh
Okay.
boy, they're starting with the. I just saw in the link the beginning description of what an unreliable narrator is. I've seen that trick done before.
It does feel at a couple of points like the world has been changed to kind of shit on the main character more, but it all works really well.
You have me interested. And the unreliable narrator thing is what I really like. So I'll give this a look.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Have I seen this before?
I think someone's
Possibly.
recommended it before.
It was-
The AN warning was what put me off before. I might have to actually give it a try, though, this time.
I was the one
recommended
who
twice.
recommended it. I was the one who recommended it before, and
Okay.
and that was before I started dating the author.
Hmm.
Teehee.
I'll give it a good college try, but no promises, I guess.
Fair.
Next.
I have a recommendation as well. You can go ahead if you like, Weasel.
I'll make it quick for you. This is a Fallout New Vegas fanfic called Snub and Maude. It's a... Huh?
It's a Fallout New Vegas fic. Wow, you've never recommended one of those before.
Sure you.
I'm kidding.
It's called
Weasel's a bit of a fanboy, can you tell?
Yeah, I can. Just like
Called-
you guys keep recommending One Piece.
Called Snub-Nosed and Maude by the Lion Tree. It's about an indentured servant who is working at Camp McCarran, who ends up busting out Sealus, that guy you interrogated at Camp McCarran.
It's been so long since I've played New Vegas.
And in exchange, she's rewarded by the Legion. And it's got a very interesting, realistic look at how the Legion how women in the Legion are seen, and a very satisfying and, to be honest, realistic ending.
Patient.
And I say realistic with the utmost pessimism.
Okay. Patient.
Right, sorry, I'll make it fast. This is another story by the real Evan S.G., one of the more talented fans of the Crossbrain, author of his own One Piece SI, Ripples in the Pond, which has been put on hiatus in favor of this fic. In favor of this fic, is what I meant to say. It is a Harry Potter JoJo crossover called Harry Potter Bizarre School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Yeah!
Oh, this is going to be good.
Does Harry Potter have a stand that's like has a lightning bolt on all over him because he's got like the scar? Oh man.
I haven't read much of it yet, but I've seen enough to see that it's quality work. I mean, I haven't gotten to the part of JoJo where they introduce stands yet, so probably going to keep on reading all the way into it until then.
So either Harry Potter and freaking Snape and like everybody's got like stands and they're doing stand battles with magic.
I do know. Thus far, I've only read the prologue and the first chapter, but the characters who have been confirmed to have stands so far are Harry, Ron, Jenny, the twins, and Draco.
Fucking Draco.
So I'm guessing it's either going JoJo style, like part 1 with the vampire stuff, or like the later stuff with stands.
Did we not just say that they all have stands?
Oh, they do.
That's what I
I'm
was
sorry. Like my connection's been cutting out, so I might have missed that.
My apologies. But yeah, it's stands.
Good.
All right.
I need like I need Dumbledore to have a stand. It's just a big muscular wizard, and that's all you need.
Anyway, let me see. That's Spoken, that's me, that's Weasel. Casey, Kenji, 0 recommendations?
No.
I got nothing, but I really want to read this Harry Potter fic because I want to see if they use Beatles songs for like a lot of stuff.
Every time I hear Zero lose his shit over JoJo, I just want to watch it so much less every single time.
Watch it.
I'm sorry, Casey.
I don't blame you. I blame Zero.
Why?
Watch it. Watch it.
I think that by this time he has 0 interest in JoJo.
Gosh darn it! Don't make me do 0 interest JoJo next. That will never end.
Oh, good.
That's why it doesn't qualify. It's like saying, "Hey, let's do One Piece for it."
Then again, you did make me watch like 4 seasons of Ruby. So.
They're like 10-minute episodes.
4 seasons
Yeah.
though.
All the seasons.
You can watch the entire.
JoJo does have significantly more episodes, and yeah.
All right, anyway, Casey, did you say you had a recommendation?
I do. I've recommended it before. I think I'm probably mistaken. I'd be surprised if this is true, but I think maybe Patient recommended it, or someone else recommended it. I know they did.
Yes, I did recommend that one before, and I think it was after you recommended it previously.
Yeah, because I recommended this a long time ago when it was still doing. I think it was the first book. By first book, I mean this story's first book, not the actual Harry Potter books. This is called Dodging Prison and Stealing Witches, Revenge is Best Served Raw. So, main reason I'm recommending this is because it's been on hiatus since book 2 finished, because that's how the author rolls. Book 3 is scheduled to start this weekend. So, yeah, I thought it was a good time to bring this back into the spotlight, so to speak.
Wait, what starts this weekend?
This fic starts back up next weekend. This weekend. So
I haven't read a Harry Potter fic in a long time. Might be a good break, to go and get back into that. But the JoJo thing has me very interested.
Nobody cares. So
it is.
I wonder what the standability of Voldemort
okay, Zero,
is.
shut up.
Gee, I wonder.
Holy shit, shut up.
Sorry.
Okay, so
All right, Casey, take us out of here.
let me do the recommendation at least first.
I thought, yeah.
Yeah, I'm recommending this. It does a good job of character voices. Like, every character feels distinct and a separate person instead of every character just feeling a little bit homogenized and all having very similar voices because the author doesn't know how to do different voices. They all feel like individual people that you can get attached to on different levels. So that's a really impressive thing that the author does. they've also done some original published work as well. So
Nice.
all right, Patreon stuff. This is the thing we have to do.
Yeah.
You were just bitching at me about not paying you, so
No.
shut up about your sarcastic yay.
And that's not a sarcastic yay. That's a low energy yay because I got yelled at.
Hey. That was a sarcastic yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do.
Hey, Fandom Flux, welcome to the new Patreon. Thanks. I don't care.
Yeah, Patreon changed up their logo.
And everything, so that I have to fucking faff about with everything to find.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Should we?
That's
Okay.
pledges and fucking Christ. Why?
So I updated my fic this weekend. It was a thing I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I finished it in the locker room.
Nice.
Yeah, you did.
I can't believe there was Wi-Fi in there. Probably the weirdest part of my weekend.
Wow. I need to get back to writing. I forgot to bring my notebook with me on the boat, and I didn't have any internet, and I didn't bring my laptop. So, yeah.
How did you function?
By going to the buffet where they have endless food.
Okay, I'm going to have to do the Patreon shoutouts next week because Patreon have made it stupidly difficult to find out who exactly donated to us. So, sorry, it'll have to come next week. Blame Patreon.
Yeah. We love you guys, though, so it's
We do.
okay. Like, if I could hug all of you, I would hug you all, even if you were smelly.
Don't lie. Don't lie.
It's okay.
People
I
like that.
don't have a sense of smell. It's fine. I have the worst sense of smell.
No wonder you wanted to write a fic about Krillin.
All right.
Dragon Ball joke.
Yeah, because he hasn't got enough week in it. So, I'd like to thank everybody listening. 183. Did we even do a number this week? I don't feel like I skipped it somehow.
I think you did.
Yeah, so it was 183. That's the number it was. If you want to get in contact with the YouTube channel, comments, donate on Patreon if you want to, and stuff. Sorry about the shout out. We'll do it next week. Promise. I'll figure out where all that crap is. Fucking Patreon.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Look at our
Casey is
new
good.
website where all the stuff is changed and everything's Web 4.0 or whatever bullshit. Nobody cares.
Don't worry, guys. Casey is on the case.
Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the podcast episode 183. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See, they missed me.